afternoon, and we are truly thrilled and honored that you are with us today. My name is Hussein Samatar. I'm a Minneapolis Public School Board member. Along with, I have some of the students of the South High, along with the parents of we might also allow 2 other students who are waiting to join us while the process of the press conference is being conducted. Again, good afternoon. We are honored and thrilled that you are all here. First, let me acknowledge some of the members of the Minneapolis Public Schools who are here today. Carla Bates is here, Tracy Asbury, and Kim Ellison. I also saw she is here. Thank you so much for taking the time to be with us today. Also, we have the leadership and the staff of the Minneapolis Public Schools to be here today. Before I let the 2 young women who are both juniors at South High to speak to you today, let me give you a framework of why we invited you to have a dialogue. First, as you know that the Somali American community and Somali Minnesotan community is a new community in the state of Minnesota. It's about 25 years old. And the parents that's standing with me, and the reason that I ran for election is really simple. We believe that there is only one way out for these children, for these students, and that's education. And we'll do whatever we can and whatever it takes to educate them, whether they are South High, North High, or anywhere else. So the parents are very serious about their education. What they're also serious about is the safety of these children, not only them, but every child in Minnesota. Second, the Somali community has said many, many times, and we'll say it again, we are extremely grateful to come to this country, to come to Minnesota, and make it a better place. You all know that we only do better when we all do better. We are very, very serious about making better for the whole state, for everybody. In terms of businesses, I do for living and economic development. This is one of the businesses that we finance every quarter. At every corridor we do business in this community. So therefore we're very serious about being Minnesotans, about being Americans, and also, finally, I have to tell you, in case you missed it, we're not only black, as you could see it, we are immigrants and we are Africans. And anybody in the state of Minnesota who thinks that's easy, I want to have a dialogue with them, being a black, immigrant, and Muslim. At the same time, that is not, as we see it, any barrier or impediment, because we see that to be an advantage and opportunity. Let me give you what I mean by it. You see that the 2 young women who will be speaking on their behalf today of what happened and how hopefully we can overcome is, for example, is the future of the state of Minnesota. Why is that? Because they will be highly educated, they will speak languages, and also they have a connection to the continent of Africa to make the business of the state of Minnesota better. So we want to talk to you specific today. We're not going to call a press conference without being specific. We will answer your questions. First, I will let Kausar and then Halima to give their statement. We will take up your questions and we will answer any and every question that may start with Halima. Halima Abu Munye is a junior at South High, and this is what's all about her. And Halima, why don't we come and speak on that?
I'm a junior at South High. My name is Halima. I was a part of the incident on Thursday, and I felt it was mishandled a lot with the police and how they treated us. I was kicked out. I was maced a lot, and I felt disrespected by the police. And other students also felt like that they were disrespected by them. So that's my problem with the police, and the way they handled the situation was intolerable.
We also have a Kausar Mohammed, the media. If you want, we'll ask them to spell out the name for you so you would know. I know it's not easy, and I know, and you also know that some Minnesotan names are not easy for us either. So we're just gonna go along with us, but she will spell out, if you spell your name, Kausar, and speak on your behalf. She's also a junior.
Hello, my name is Kausar Mohammed. My first name is spelled Kowsar, last name Mohammed, Mohamed. I'm 16 and I'm a junior at South High School. There's a lot of things that I've encountered, and the fact that media is saying that this is it started from a food fight. It's beyond a food fight. This has been things we've been encountering for longer than a year, 2 years, 3 years. My freshman year, that something like this had also happened. People were arrested just like people were taken into the ambulance this time. It just feels like every time this, like something like this happens, and nobody listens. Nobody understands what we're talking about. It's the fact that we go somewhere for education, but we don't feel safe. The fact that we're supposed to go there to feel safe and feel like it should be a safe environment where everybody understands what we're doing or help us achieve a greater success. Because the fact that I'm a first generation child and that my parents came here to give me a better life, it just feels like that. The fact that people are trying to take that away from me, or they don't understand what I'm trying to achieve, and that they won't accept me for what I am, I don't feel that's acceptable, and I'm not going to accept it. I'm going to take action just like we are today, and I'm going to speak upon all the troubles that we're having, because nobody has a right to be treated that way. So I guess that's all I have.
So we're ready. Any questions that you have?
If I could ask Ms. Mohammed,
Kosa.
do you feel since the incident that the school has taken steps to make you feel safer? Or do you feel still not concerned?
I guess I feel safer because there's a police officer of my own kind here now that maybe makes me feel safer, because maybe they're taking initiative. They're trying to actually change my environment and show us that maybe they do care about what impacts us. The fact that there's actual people from the board actually there from the Board of Education who are actually talking to us, who are trying to protect us and try to see what actually did happen from our point of view is what shows me that maybe they are taking initiative. They are trying to change something from all the mistakes that they already did make.
All right, so let us finish the meeting first, and we'll come back to the community. But before I go with the community, to the press community, if you could take your cell phones. These are the members of the community and the parents who joined us, and thank you so much. Each one of you, in their own right, are the leaders of the community. We are really grateful to standing with the students. Now, about the action. The board of Minneapolis Public Schools is very serious about the achievement and the achievement gap, the opportunity gap of the district. We are also very serious the safety and also the security of all our children. I know that we will take action. We will direct our superintendent to do the right things for all the students. Specifically, South High, we have had security issues and safety, and more about leadership and cultural competencies within the school itself. We will deal with that. We know that this is the only beginning of it. It takes time. We don't wait, and we don't believe that we have to wait until things are fixed. It will be one step at a time. It's already a motion in progress around how to deal with this type of issue. Again, let me say, we want every child to be safe. Definitely answer your questions. Yes.
One, can we get the spelling of your last name, please?
Oh, it's ABU
A-B-U
space M-U-N-Y-E.
M-U-N-Y-E, Abu Munir.
Okay. And when you say that this has been going on for years now, can you elaborate on that? What's been happening, and have you voiced your concerns to the administration, and what has the administration said when you voiced your concerns? You said this has been going on for years. This wasn't just a food fight, wasn't the first incident. So what's been happening over the years that hasn't been known to the public, and have you voiced your concerns to the administration, and what's the administration
Let me
saying?
give you context, then I will let Halima and Kausar to give you their specific perspective, because they are impacted the most. I can tell you 5 things that I've heard as a board member from them and also from the parents that have been going on in the school, especially South High. First, those who speak Somali, and again, as I said, those who have just joined us, the Somali are also Africans, and they're only 25 years away from Africa and Americans at the same time. So they definitely are the African American community in the state of Minnesota, just to be very clear on that. Now, this community, these students, what I've heard from them are 5 things. One is that the number of Somali-speaking students went up. Actually, the cultural competencies and the staff at the school went down. There was a fewer and fewer resources as the numbers went up. 1. 2, they have been struggling with getting into advanced classes that they wanted to do. 3, security has been an issue in terms of them understanding, and how just Kosa told you and Halima told you how they've been dealt forth, and which is really a huge issue. The leadership of the district to really listening, as they said, and finding out what their needs are, how they're similar and different than any other students has been the case. And the fifth and the most amazing thing was really that we feel and they feel, and they will tell you that their parents, that they just picked on just being a new community, and relatively their numbers has went up. So when you combine all of this, that's the frustration that they felt, and I'm sure they will tell you more of what specifics they're dealing with.
ANISA. I felt like this was coming. Like we've told the Miss Dagny, Miss Webb about this. We've been telling them about this all along, and it's not the first time it happened, and it wasn't going to be the last time. I feel like we don't have a voice at South. We've been telling them our problems. We've been telling them our issues, not just with students, but the staff. And the fact that we don't have a voice in the building, we feel like we don't have anybody to go to. We feel like it's just us and only us together, and that's the reason why I feel like this happened, because we don't have a voice and we don't have anybody there to help us out or to protect us or to even talk to us about the situation.
We also have a young man who is from South. Tell your name, the grade, and spell out.
My name is Adnan Farah, A-D-N-A-N, last name Farah, F-A-R-A-H. The problem that happened at South on Thursday was a very big problem for us, because a lot of Somali students got hurt, a lot of Somali students got maced, a lot of Somali students were sent to the ambulance, and I think that's a big problem. And then the security problem is that only Somali students were being attacked, only Somali students were being affected by the problem, so I think that's a big problem. My peer said before, the administration was told that this problem was going to happen, and they didn't take their action, so when it got to the bullying part, that they couldn't stop, they were ready for it. So they were ready for it. So I'm saying that administration should do their job, as the school should like talk about problems like this and like sit down and not overlook it by blaming it food fight or whatever they're calling it. So
To give a little bit context, well, they can definitely take questions. Minneapolis and the whole state of Minnesota is a very getting diverse. And I don't know if you were following or not, a report came out and said that our diversity shows everywhere now, even more about the students and the children that are attending the schools. Obviously, when people share the same space, differences and cultural sometimes clash will happen. There's no doubt in that. But the question really is that what do the leadership of the district is all about? What the board is all about? What is about the staff is all about? What can we do to understand where this is really stemming from, and how we as adults can guide them to be better citizens of the city of Minneapolis and the state. And that's what it's all about. And that's what we're asking the leadership of the district to take it seriously, listen to every child and understand the cultural differences, the nuances we're dealing with, but at the same time to unite us for a better outcome for the children. So you will hear their voices again and again, but we'll answer again, as I said, all of your questions. If you have any questions, we're more than happy to take. I could see some person that I know, he covers the city. Steve, do you have any questions for us? Anissa, could you spell your last name?